All right, we are going to take a second to look at converting measurements when we are using multiplication. Earlier this year, we looked at how we could do this with just whole numbers. Remember how we broke down this process? We knew that the first thing we wanted to see when we changed 3 feet over to inches is to go ahead and take what we already know, and that is that we have 3 copies of 1 foot. Now, since we're going to be changing in our 1 foot, in my class we like to say we're taking it to the measurement bank, and we're going to change 1 foot in for inches. You need to know how many inches are in a foot. That is going to be the only thing we change here. So we know that 1 foot equals 12 inches. It doesn't change that we still have 3 copies of that 12 inches. Now, 3 times 12 is 36 inches. So we know that 3 feet could also be named 36 inches. So today in class, we have been looking at how we're going to do this when fractions are involved. We started out with this problem, 2/3 of a pound, and we wanted to convert this to ounces. So perhaps you were baking a food item that weighed 2/3 of a pound, and you wanted to know how many ounces that was. The first thing we're going to do is the same as always. We're going to take what we know and pull it apart. That is 2/3 copies of 1 pound. Now I know that I need to change that pound to be ounces. So remember, we have our reference sheets in multiple places, our books, our binders, and on the wall. We can look up and see that 1 pound is also the same as 16 ounces. Now, we still have 2/3 of 16 ounces. This takes us back to multiplying a fraction by a whole number that we've been working on. We know that can look like 2 times 16 with 3 in our denominator. Now, some of you may go to the side and do 2 times 16. You might know what 2 times 16 is in your head. You might use a strategy like halving and doubling to half 16 to be 8 and double 2 to be 4. But either way, you figure out that 2 times 16 is 32. Now we know that we need to put our 3 in our denominator. 32 divided by 3. Since that is an improper fraction, we're going to come over here and divide it. I know that means I can make 10 groups, but I still have 2 ounces left over. So we have 10 and 2/3 ounces. Okay, let's look at the next one. This one we have 7/4 cups, and we want to note how many fluid ounces that is. It is important to see here that when we are talking about fluid ounces, those are different than ounces that are measured in weight. This is measuring a liquid, and so we will not use the same number. I also recognize that 7/4 is telling me that number is more than 1. First thing I'm going to do is pull these two things apart. I have 7/4 copies of 1 cup. I notice that I am changing cups to be fluid ounces. So again, if I need to, I can use one of my references and see that in 1 cup, we have 8 fluid ounces. Now I know that I can multiply these things. 7 times 8 is going to give me 56. I still have 4 in my denominator. I know that I need to divide this. 56 divided by 4. Some of us may know that. Some of us may need to come to the side and do a division problem. I know I can make 10 groups, which gives me 40. Now that I have 16, I know that 4 times 4 is 16. So I see that my answer is 14.